Kevin Monahan with why now is a great time to grab market share and a formula to help you level up your value proposition so that you can prospect during stay at home. So very interesting what's happened in the market in such a short period of time. So 3 weeks ago, we were just at a wide open market. There were market needs for almost everything. And within a very short period of time, what wound up happening was certain sections of the market, the need just collapsed. Then there's some sections of the market that were working but stressed. And then some sections of the market that were either working just as they were before or even better. Think mortgage lenders during this time frame. And so depending on where you are or where your clients are or your product or your service is, you may be having different experiences that happened or changed in just the last few weeks. Now, what's really interesting to me is how the 3 different types of businesses have reacted and the opportunity it's created. So we have 3 different types of business owners. We have the generalists. The generalist business owner solves a lot of different problems for their clients. A generalist in this market has an easy reaction. Some of the services that they provide have just collapsed. Some of them are under stress or they're seeing a lot less of them, but some of them are working. And so they just shift to the ones that are working. Next, we have a target marketist. A target marketist is somebody who takes all their productivity and they move in one direction for a specific group. Think dental coaches or something that has a target market, and what they do for this person is they solve a few different problems for them, usually very specialized compared to the generalist. And then you have a specialist. A specialist is somebody who in this market is either in the money or out of the money, meaning their specialist either falls into the category that's no longer relevant or is in the good category and they're busier than ever, where the market need is strong. And so what's really interesting is to see how these different types of groups have acted. The generalist has just shifted their priorities to the things that are working. Think franchise owner who might not be doing a lot of transactions or startups, but he might be doing a lot of contract reviews and negotiations or renegotiations. Next, you have the target marketist. Depending on what they were doing for their clients or for their market, some items still may be working. So what their response has been is to call and ask how you're doing and try to add value. These people are doing it in, think PPP. They're trying to educate their clients about the loan systems that are out there, how to get them, what they qualify for, help make sure that their mindset is great, and they're trying to add value to their clientele. The specialists, however, have reacted very interesting. The specialists have actually given away most of what they were doing prior for free. They've gone into content creation mode, and what they're doing is they are either pivoting to a market need that's working, or they are coiling, creating content so that they can come out even stronger than they were before this. And so they're coiling like a spring so that they can shoot forward. Now, for the different 3, the most interesting thing that's happening right now is that the playing field is leveled. We have generalists who are solving a problem for somebody who now realize that this is a problem and they're becoming specialists. We have target marketists who are taking a playbook out of 2008. They're firing people who are creating a startup because they have nothing else to do or nothing to lose, and they're becoming specialists and going after the clients of the target marketists, all in a very short period of time. And so nobody's really safe, and we see people who are generalists, who normally just serve a small client base, land Fortune 500 companies over big companies like Johnson & Johnson. And these guys are landing contracts and they might not go back. And so you get a lot of different opportunities right now that you wouldn't have had 3-4 weeks ago when the market was wide open. Now, in order to grab it, you've got to have a value proposition, and you've got to move towards what the market need is that you can help solve. And so what traditionally happened was here's you, and you had a prospect that you wanted to reach. And what you would do is you would call them, you do your bonding rapport, ask how they are, and you would normally ask a value proposition. What that value proposition was it's either a yes, and you tell them the next steps, a not now, and you retarget them later, or a no, and you make a decision if they stay in your system or just time to move on. Now, what's happening now is that a value proposition is coming off as insensitive. And so people are just asking, how are you doing? What's interesting though, is that if you can level up your thinking on a value proposition, what wound up happening is you've got to add a player to the game. And by that I mean, you've got to propose this person by talking about how you can help this person. And there's a formula to do that. And so what winds up happening is you tell people how it is and be honest. You can, if you're an ad agency and you are working with a lot of restaurants, you can tell people, hey, you knew we work with a lot of restaurants, and that industry right now is either okay because they've shifted towards takedown, or they're canceling and closing down for the time being, and it's hurt. We've had a drop in revenue. However, and communicate what the market need is. However, dentists can't see people right now, but they can still see emergencies. And so we can help dentists who in an area might be able to grab new clients who are searching for a way to try and find how to fix a broken tooth during this environment. And so what we're doing, what we're doing is we are giving away 2 months free for any dentist to let us come in and do their marketing. And if it works and we generate leads to their office, then of course they're going to want to keep us on if it's profitable for them. And so final stage is you want to make that offer limited. Now we're only offering this to the first couple of dentists that we meet, and so there's going to be a time limit to it. So now this person goes out, you bring all the positive messages, but you prospect to this person. Now if you're doing it and you're excited, this person may ask you about it if they have a need for it. If they're not a dentist in this scenario, it wouldn't work. But what you want is you want them to go out and find them. They get to be the hero, so they're happy, and they come back to you to hear about this. And so you've been able to find somebody who wouldn't have been on your radar a few weeks ago, and you can move into any market you want to with this formula. So I hope that this gives you a way to think about something that you can do, how to prospect now, because one thing that's for sure is that your competition, their productivity is down. I mean, I'm seeing 40% productivity lost across the board. And so if productivity is down, there's never been a greater time to ask for business. And with this approach, you can do it in a way that checks in on the people that you know and still prospects to find people that you can help. And so I hope this gives you a new way to think about what you can either pivot to or how to prospect, at least give you new ideas to get out there and to try and generate some business.